Okay, you're live. You're live.
Nice. Trying to get it on your phone though.
Hmm?
I was trying to get it on your phone to get some comments. Oh, we're live. Cool. That's fun. Come and join me. Nice. And then if there's comments, I guess we can look in there.
Oh, cool.
Hey guys, welcome to our live.
Yay, we're live.
We're in Banff, Canada now. We're about halfway done with our hike on the Great Divide Trail. And
Well, a little less than half.
a little less than half. We're not quite at the halfway point. And we're taking a couple days off to rest and recover.
In this beautiful Banff.
Yeah.
This is our first time in Banff. It's really spectacular. Pretty busy town.
It's a circus.
It's pretty circusy, but it's beautiful. So for good reason. And we are staying here with basically a friend of a friend. So we feel pretty grateful that we were able to, have this situation, and it's helpful. So yeah, we're just relaxing, we're resting. It's been a hard trail.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, pretty grueling, but at the same time, extremely beautiful.
Yeah. We thought we'd talk a little bit about our experience on the trail so far, and then answer some questions if you guys have about this trail, any other trail, backpacking, whatever. We're just hanging out.
We have my phone. This is so meta right now. So we have my phone so that we could,
look at some comments.
yeah. There's 7 people.
Yeah, hey
I
guys.
can't really see though.
Oh, you have to turn it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you can
Yeah.
chat. Cool. Yeah, so this whole journey started, we flew into the town of Calgary, and from there we got help from a friend of a friend. And she let us use her car for a day so we could drive around and buy a ton of food and then ship out that food to different places along the trail. It's pretty hard and sometimes to get to a grocery store, especially as we continue further north. So you almost have to send resupply packages. So that was super helpful to be able to use her car, get all our food, and ship them out. It was like a mad dash. It was a crazy 18 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. We felt very grateful, so lucky to have access to not only somewhere where we could stay, but also someone literally just giving us the keys to her car so we could spend one full day, like a mad dash, buying, how many miles worth of food?
Just 500 miles
500
worth of food.
plus miles worth of food in one day, and then divvying it all up, boxing it all up, and then shipping it to the locations that we needed to ship it to, and kind of figuring out a super quick itinerary for all that in one day.
Yeah.
But so super helpful. We had that
And then
situation
she
in
just
Calgary.
happened to be driving south to a wedding.
Yeah, so then the other hard, difficult thing about through hiking is the logistics of how to get to the starting point, right? So this person, who's our friend now, Abby, shout out to Abby, she just happened to be also going in the direction of where we needed to start on the same day that we wanted to start, so she was able to drop us off at the start.
And we started at Waterton Lakes National Park, which is in Canada, and it's just north of Glacier National Park. So we were able to get a campsite in Waterton that night, and we were able to do an out and back to the US-Canadian border, which is on this gorgeous lake, huge mountains everywhere. It's where the CDT ends. and where our journey began. So we jumped in the lake.
Probably the most beautiful
starting
terminus that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was insane.
It was just such a beautiful day, and we had really good energy, and we made it to the border and came on back and had like, oh man, it doesn't get dark here till like, or it wasn't getting dark till like 10:15, 10:30. So we were still awake. It was so light out and all the mountains.
Yeah. So all in all, we had a pretty easy, from a logistics standpoint, start to this hike.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been, again, insanely beautiful. It's like blowing my mind every day, and it's only getting more beautiful.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the
I love it.
GDT is broken up into sections like A, B, C, and D, and so on. So for section A, at least the first part was in Waterton, and that first day we ended up climbing up to a pretty popular pass, and one of the craziest views I've ever seen, like cresting over the pass. You have these huge mountains out here along the Canadian Rockies. They're just so like wide and dense, and then just this quintessential blue, like turquoise blue lake at the base of it. So that first day was pretty wild. And of course, in our fashion, that first night we had a terrible campsite because we just like couldn't figure out where to camp. And we ended up trying to do an alternate, and quickly realized that we just like messed up pretty quickly. We got up really high on the ridgeline after probably one of the steepest climbs I've ever done in my life. And we were trying to connect the ridgeline at this specific point. And once we got there, we realized that there were cliffs. Like on our maps, it looked like there wasn't going to be cliffs.
So we were on the Mount Rowe alternate, and we wanted to get off of it like after a couple of bumps, because we saw on our maps that there was a kind of a broad, or what looked like a broad saddle that would connect back over to the GDT. Yeah, without getting too deep into this alternate. But of course we got to that point and it was like no go, like at all. Just loose, chossy, like cliffy rock that we just had no desire to try to figure out. So we just kept going down the alternate a little bit more, and then eventually got off and linked back to the GDT. But it was kind of just like, yeah, just this crazy adrenaline and just like adventure vibe, right off the bat, at the beginning of this hike.
We did things that we don't usually do. We didn't check any type of like trip report or beta.
Yeah, to see if this would even go.
Yeah, and we didn't really carry extra water for if something bad were to have happened.
Yeah.
So we did neither of those things, and then just like got burnt real bad. Yeah. So by day 3, we had quite an adrenaline shock. And then from there, we were able to just keep hiking along the trail, and then ended up doing a pretty steep, pretty gnarly ridgeline at the very end of that section. That it was all in the clouds in the morning, and we were so thankful for that, because if we could have seen the whole hike, we might have just folded our cards right there, because it was just it was pretty relentless.
Yeah, I was kind of having a hard time with gastro issues on this initial section of the GDT. It didn't start till maybe the 3rd day of this 7-day stretch. Or maybe the 4th day. It started towards the 4th day, right before this ridge he's talking about that's in this section, towards the end of the section. So waking up in the morning, and we really wanted to get up really early, so it was dark.
Yeah.
Waking up in the dark with these issues I was having, it was awful. And then climbing up and up and up to try to gain this ridge. and I had no energy. My body was just started shutting down. I also feel like my body was just going through this detox of like, okay, here we go. We're doing a big hike. This is for real. So like we're gonna detox. I feel like this happens a lot to me on big hikes at the beginning. So yeah, it was struggle bus for sure. But then once we got on top of the ridge, I started to get my energy back, and by the end of that day, I was pretty good.
Yeah. Right on the very last climb, the clouds started to part, and then we were able to see all around us, and it was pretty spectacular. Um, just noticing too how, so we live in Colorado during the winters, and we live actually on the Continental Divide pretty much. And then the Great Divide is the extension of that. So in Colorado, a lot of the mountains are more, they're kind of like mounds, I would say, like really big mounds, or they like lack certain like
hilarious.
features. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they might, in Colorado, like, we might be higher in elevation, but the mountains themselves, a lot of them, not all of them, just feel like mounds in comparison to these guys.
And so
here.
out here, and we were able to see that in our second section, section B, they have a lot of what I guess they would call rock walls. So they're huge, a lot of times like granite features that go on for maybe like 7-8 miles of just like a straight rock wall dividing the valleys. And that's pretty stunning to see. I've noticed that the ridge lines out here are just so much longer and so much more serrated. And
yeah, like it's not, I feel like a lot of them just don't go. Or you can't just like improvise.
You cannot improvise that much out here.
Like you would really have to do a lot of research and make sure that things really go.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of other places you could look up at the mountains and say, oh, I could like make my way up there and here. But out here, everything is just so steep and pinnacly at the top.
And like cliff bandy.
Lots of cliff bands. Yeah. So we just finished. So section B was a really long stretch. It was about 7 days food carry, which we kind of, in dirty jar fashion, ran out of food towards the end. And that was,
so hold on, just real quick. Right now we are in the middle of section C.
Yeah.
Section C you can break up into 2 parts. So we're at the end of the first part of section C. But what we were talking about before with me feeling sick and having to do this ridge line, that was kind of the end of section A. So at the end of section A, we finally got into town and we took a 0 and resupplied for section B. Section B, I guess he's going to start talking about it, but that was a 120-mile section.
Yeah.
What is that in kilometers? 120 miles.
Maybe like 180 kilometers, somewhere about.
Yeah. So, of course, that's like, I mean, the heavy carries.
It was a heavy carry.
Which I hate.
Yeah.
So, I did not pack the most amount of food, and he was packing our lunches, but we were packing our dinners and our snacks, and I just did not pack enough snacks, like, at all. So, section B was... I pretty much died. Like, it was bad. Section
B was probably the most struggle we've ever had hiking together. We were just, our energy was low. It was like anxious because you're like, section B is very remote. There's not a lot of places to bail out or anything like that. Just and really long days.
With my ongoing Achilles tendonitis, which I'm sure some of you already know about, because just struggling with that on the Hayduke, and actually didn't struggle with it as much at all really on the long trail, but still going into cautiously. So we haven't been like, we've been treating our mileage on this hike very cautiously and intentionally not doing a lot.
Yeah. But when you don't do a lot,
when you don't do a lot on a section that's 120 miles, you get a little anxious, like about food and like, can you make it? And anyway, so
So it got pretty rough there by the end. We were able to get some food at the very end by some people passing in a car, which was awesome. Um, and yeah, it was just super remote, beautiful as well. We didn't see people for like days on end. There was definitely, out of the 7 days, I'd say 3 of them we didn't see a single person throughout the day. And
we did see a lot of signs of wildlife though.
We did.
We had a mountain lion come to our tent site.
We did.
On the 5th night? I think that was the
Maybe
fifth
it's
night?
the 4th or 5th, yeah.
5th?
Right before we were about to go to sleep, the mountain lion started chirping really loud next to our tent.
It was doing that chirping sound they do. It sounds like a bird, but it's not a bird. And we saw like a lot of animal tracks, what we thought were mountain lion tracks, but I posted on my Instagram and someone said it wasn't a mountain lion.
Oh.
So maybe it was like a wolf, because it was huge, like a huge paw. Saw, what else did we see? Moose.
Yeah.
Porcupine.
Yeah.
No bears yet. We have not seen any grizzlies or even black bears.
No, not a lot of prints either. There's some scat here and there, but
no bear prints, nothing.
This year in Canada has been one of the wettest summers they've had in a long time, which is great for us because there's no smoke. It's beautiful. It's clear. But that means that like the berries have started, it kind of like delayed their ripening up higher in the mountains. So lower in elevation, the berries ripen about now. So that's where the bears are. But we're not there. We're like pretty high up in the mountains. So we've been able to find some good blueberries and huckleberries, raspberries, but so the bears have not moved up higher yet.
I just can't even hike because I'm just on the ground picking things. There was like a huge kind of stretch of strawberries just like all over the ground, and I'm just trying to pick them all. And the raspberries on this one road walk, it was so, those raspberries saved us. We found those raspberries at the end of this section that we were talking about, the really long one.
Yeah, section B.
Section B, so they kind of saved us since we were totally out of food at that point. And then a lot of huckleberries and blueberries. So that's been really great.
Yeah, the berries have been one of the best parts.
Yeah.
Sometimes on those big climbs, you're able to like pick a berry as you're going up and just kind of eat on your way up. So that's fun. But after B, then
we got to town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got into Canmore. It was kind of a really long.
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half to get from the trail to Canmore,
which is a very long hitch, basically.
Yeah. I solicited some people, some gas station employees, to take us to Canmore. After we got down the mountains, we got dropped off at a gas station, and man, what a culture shock. But yeah, hitching there was pretty awkward. It's like right on a really busy interstate.
I think it's like the Trans-Canada Highway.
Yeah, and then so I just went talking to the people inside, and they said no at first, but then we went out to the road, and then they came by with their van. And they're like, "Okay, we'll take you.
Get in, losers."
Yeah, pretty much. So they took us to town, and I gave them some money so they could buy pizza for everyone. So that was fun. But yeah, we took a couple of days rest, and right now in this section C, you're kind of, everything funnels to Banff. So along this 120-mile section, like when you resupply or get out, you're kind of like going to Banff. So we went to Banff once before. I got some new sandals because my other sandals were kind of wearing out, and I got a bigger size sandal, which should be great because I still stub my toes, but I stub them less now.
Somebody wants to know any downsides to hiking in a skirt.
Well, you're not doing it now.
No. Yeah, I hiked in a dress on the long trail, so that was awesome. That was the first time I've ever hiked in a dress, ever. And I will say really great. Like peeing is really easy. As a girl, you could even do it standing up. um, and what else? Yeah, I mean, super breathable. I wanted to just kind of go back to shorts for this hike, but I'm excited to hike in a dress again on another hike.
Yeah. They do. Your dress was a little thick, I would say. So when it got wet, it would take a little bit to dry.
Yeah, I did get pretty drenched, like totally soaked on maybe 2 times that it really rained out there. But if it's just like a drizzle or even a moderate drizzle, it does dry pretty quick. It's the kind of material that it quick dries. But I would like to try like a dress with a lighter fabric, like something maybe less durable, because that dress is like extremely durable. Something lighter, flowier.
Maybe a little longer too.
Maybe with some like natural fibers in it too, for like better odor, like anti-odor. But overall, I loved it, and it's like such a cute dress too. And then let's see what else. Yeah, some people are saying hello.
What's your favorite ramen bomb? One that does not include mashed potatoes. Sometimes we have these like that's the sweet potato powder though. That's pretty good. Then that's good.
I like mashed potatoes.
You like mashed potatoes?
I just don't like to overdo it with the mashed potatoes. I just like a tiny bit of mashed potato powder, just to like ever so slightly thicken it, but it's still brothy enough. Like you would still consider it a brothy soup.
I would say chicken ramen, and then with broccoli, like actual broccoli in it, garlic, and then I like to hide a lot of chia seed in my dinners. Usually like in my soups.
You're a chia seed freak.
Yeah, because chia is like such a great way to get extra like protein, and I think it helps with like your energy too.
Yeah, we also really love Brussels sprouts in the ramens. And Jarhead like cuts up the Brussels sprout, like, so it's just basically the leaves. So they cook really easily and really quickly. And mushrooms. Yeah, whenever we get to resupply out of a town, we're able to walk out of there with a lot of veggies.
Yeah.
If we're resupplying out of a box that we've shipped ourselves, obviously there's not going to be any veggies. But
though this time we did send ourselves dehydrated peas, which really do elevate the ramen nicely. So
yeah, right before the GDT, I like anxiously ordered all these dehydrated veggies, like bulk veggies. So we got peas, butternut, squash, and then we're doing refried beans.
Oh,
like
the
all
beans
of it
are
is
so
all
good.
of it is freeze dried. So very quickly cook that up, and it's been good.
Yeah, I've been loving the beans for lunch with a wrap. You just have to boil the water and like use barely any water, and they thicken right up. And that with the butternut is really good lunches.
All right, someone wants to know. Oh, Polina says hi. Hi.
What's up, Polina? Hey, Mila.
Love your videos. About to start the JMT. Any piece of gear that is a have for the Sierras.
Oh man, well we're jealous. My best friend just did his first thru hike ever.
Yes.
On the JMT, and he had a great time.
And he's not a hiker.
No, he's not really.
Now
a hiker.
He's a hiker.
Now he is.
Now he's hooked.
He's my favorite thru hiker now.
Yeah, but fresh new little thru hiker.
Yeah.
And did the JMT for the first time.
So for like gear and stuff, I would just say, me personally, it can get pretty like sunny and exposed. So I would just make sure you have sunscreen or some type of covering for your face.
At least at first.
At least at first.
Begin, like maybe the first few days or the first week.
Yeah.
While you build that base.
Because it's not really hot, but there's a lot of sun exposure in the Sierras. So we personally like umbrellas, but that's not for everyone. Yeah, just some good sunscreen and be able to just cool off as much as you can, and try to keep your body temperature down.
What's another gear item though?
And then I hope there's no bugs, but if there is bugs, just some type of like really light light pants, wind pants, just so that you make like cooking a little more manageable because it's just
and a head net.
Yeah, head net. But yeah, there's plenty of water, and yeah, I think for us we talk about this a lot, but just slowly ramping up and understanding that in your first 2 weeks of a through hike, at some point in at some point in those 2 weeks, you're gonna like detox. Your body is gonna like revolt, and you may be sick for a day.
Or it might be headaches.
Yeah, headaches.
It could
usually
show
headaches
itself
for me.
in multiple forms.
Yeah. So just be okay with that too. And try not to hold yourself to like this strict schedule.
The cure for it is good sleep and eating enough.
Yes, for sure. But you're gonna have such a great time on the JMT because it's beautiful out there, and it's a great time to go now. The bug pressure is probably a lot less, and you're gonna just like the nights. Be sure you get out of your tent for the Alpenglow shows. It's just really nice out there.
Speaking of Alpenglow,
yeah,
one cool piece of gear is the little inflatable tiny pump that's called the Alpenblow. And yeah, it's this little tiny thing that weighs less than an ounce that you can use to blow up your inflatable sleeping pad. So if you're someone who hates using any more bit of energy after an already really hard day to blow up your bed, you need to get this thing.
And there's one tip for it that we didn't know until the owner of the company told us, is that on your thermarest, when you're blowing it up,
you have to turn the wings of the thermarest valve to full deflate. So don't leave them locked into the
inflate or like the lock position.
Yeah, it has to be totally unlocked, and then it blows up much quicker.
Yes, and we love that for the end of the days too. That's Dirty's chore, and mine is usually cooking. So I usually cook, and she'll blow up the pads, and that.
Don't forget the salami. Someone said.
Oh, we haven't. We had salami this past stretch.
I had a whole pound to myself.
In Canada, it's not like pounds. Like I asked the guy at the grocery store one time, I was like, "Can I get a pound of salami?" He's like, "I have no idea how much that is."
I
know. Yeah, and on this last time, I told the woman 40 grams, and she thought I said 400 grams. So she was back there slicing.
I had a lot of salami.
Yeah, and then I was just like, at one point, I realized that I was like, oh my gosh, that's so much salami she has. And I was like, hey, how much are you cutting? She's like, 400. I was like, no, please, you can stop. And she's like, oh yeah, I thought that was a lot.
I probably could eat 400 grams of salami. Let's be real.
It is good. We did have some good salami wraps.
I just like eating it by the handful.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that really comforts me out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good fat. So this last stretch was section C, and that's when you enter Banff National Park. But we started it off with a pretty strenuous alternate on a ridgeline, and you were able to see some really cool glaciers. Up here in the Canadian Rockies, there's definitely more glaciers than I've ever seen in my life. And that ridgeline was cool. And then we had a pretty hot, heinous, bushwhacky day the next day. That ended nicely.
Before we finally could enter the creme de la creme of Canada, which is Section C on the GDT, also known as Assiniboine and Banff.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what we just got done doing. And it was really nice.
Yeah.
The trail was immaculate at times. So, yeah, you could just cruise. You can make miles. We did our first 20-mile day really in a while.
We did.
We never did one on Long Trail.
Yeah.
We barely did any on the Hayduke.
maybe the Sierras, but I don't even
Probably
remember.
not.
It's been so long since we've done a 20-mile day.
My Achilles has been doing great the past all section C. I don't really know why or how, but kind of just going with it. I think it's a mixture of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like getting stronger muscularly. My muscles are just finally like really getting strong. But then also my shoe situation, I'm wearing insoles now. I'm wearing heel inserts with insoles. So like I'm basically giving myself a little heel to toe drop. It's not a lot, but I guess it's enough to like just I don't know. Everything just feels great. Like I literally feel like a normal through hiker where I could just like hike and not just have pain with each step. And I could go longer without having to take rest. Yeah. And I could wake up in the mornings without feeling like total death on my feet. So that feels good, but we're going to cross our fingers.
All our fingers crossed.
Keeps feeling this good all the way to the end. And really forever. Because I would love it if I could not have pain anymore.
Yeah, we had a really good last section when it came to... We had one day when our adrenaline was like super low. After the really big ridge line by the glaciers, we had a slower next day. But then we were able to...
wacky day.
We went to Mount Assiniboine, or as we call it, Assiniboine. And that is probably one of the most famous mountains in all of Canada. It's this really pyramid peak with some really big glaciers
it's really pointy. It's like a
very pointy.
Pinnacle-y pyramid.
And there's a big lake around it, and it's like the most popular place to backpack in all of Canada.
And there's like helicopters that like land there. There's this like huge lodge, and you can like reserve a year and a half in advance to like get a spot there. So
we did not take the helicopter.
That was fun. Like we like walked up. We like had like a heinous day the day before this, right? In this bushwhack, and then we like the next day hike, and we appear upon like dozens and dozens of people just like drinking wine and like drinking lemonade and just having a blast.
Yeah. We did get a Coca-Cola.
We bought a Coke, and then we asked if there were any what do you call it? Rollover? Like rollover campsites. Yeah, if there's any like extra leftover campsites. And the lady was like, "Nope, I have nothing for you." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we grabbed our bags and just walked away.
Yeah. In Canada, so the Great Divide Trail goes through 5 of Canada's national parks, and that means that all of the camping you do needs to be in established campsites, and sometimes that makes sense and sometimes it just doesn't. And especially to plan it all, like months in advance to plan every single campsite you're going to be at.
It's pretty crazy.
That's really difficult to do because you don't, like, things come up, you don't really know what your pace is going to be like. It's hard to judge like how difficult one day may be to the other. So we've been kind of doing it more on the fly. Like when we get to town, we'll look up and see if anything's available.
Yeah, if there were any cancellations or something that we could like hop on.
We kind of just try our best. We give Canada a little bit of money, and we haven't like run into any problems yet. Like most of the campsites, if they're full online, they're not full in real life. No, I'll tell you that.
People don't show up, and then it's like, oh, okay, well.
And it costs money to cancel a reservation too, or to change it to a different day. So I think that discourages people from like canceling their reservation.
There's definitely room for improvement when it comes to the reservation system in Canada's parks. But, you know, we're just kind of going with the flow of it and just trying to enjoy the scenery and, you know, the campsites just kind of work out. I don't know. It's just hard. It's a tricky logistical campsite situation.
So any advice for a slow hiker who needs to finish the northern half of the long trail this fall? Nice. We are also pretty slow hikers in a sense. Yeah, so the last 120 miles.
Where did
Yeah,
that start?
they're definitely um
Oh, is that like basically when the
maybe
AT splits
Mansfield.
off?
No, it's probably Mansfield.
Oh.
Yeah, so those are like tough miles, but in the fall they're really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say like for us,
You won't have the biting black flies.
Yeah, this is nice.
I still have PTSD from all the bites.
Yeah. For us, like 13 miles was great on the long trail. We were feeling really good. So we kind of just set that for a priority.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say just like for us, like when we start early, we're able to kind of
take
chip
a lot
away.
Of breaks. Chip away, but also take a lot of breaks.
So sometimes it's not fun to like wake up super early while hiking, but other times it is kind of exciting because you know that maybe by noon you don't feel like you're behind the 8 ball. You feel like you're kind of in front of it.
But if she's doing it in the fall, then there's not going to be a lot of light.
Yeah.
We did it in June, so we had all the light.
That is true. But for advice, I mean, your goal could even be like, I want to make it to Johnson, you know? Like instead of having like a giant goal that starts to feel overwhelming, like starting small on the goal, and then if you get there and you're feeling good, then you feel like you can make a final break towards the end. But if you get there and you're like, I actually kind of just want to come back. I'm enjoying this, but I want to like save the last bit. Then I think that's good. Um, the last section with like food wise, I guess is kind of a longer carry. But if you can happen to like have some food or somehow get some food in the middle from Johnson to the end, that would help a lot, I think. So I guess
Wait,
that's
what was
our
the long
advice.
section?
From like Johnson to the end, where we stayed with Ray and Barb.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, but we got off halfway.
Well, we got off with Adam.
But that wasn't even
super random.
That was like towards the end, though.
Yeah, that was. But even so, like it's a big food carry at the end. So yeah. As for the rest of the Great Divide Trail, we're gonna end at this mountain called Mount Robson, which is outside of Jasper. So coming up, we're gonna have like the heart of Banff, like the really big mountains, the Rockwall Trail, Lake, Flow Lake, just like gorgeous blue turquoise lakes with incredible backdrops. You know, it's almost too much sometimes out here. Everything is just so like scenic and spectacular. But after that, we're gonna get into Yoho National Park, and that's where there's a lot of big glaciers as well. We're gonna try to take the Iceline Trail, which if we don't run into the ranger that is fining everyone this year, that it should be good, and that's going to be quite an adventure. And then our last big stretch is through Jasper National Park. We'll be up in these like really high trailless alpine areas, and then going down into the town of Jasper, which had a really devastating fire last year. So it'll be interesting to see what that did to the landscape. But we've had friends on the like that Jasper section have to bail because of snow and stuff like that. We're getting towards the end of August, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on the weather and just kind of just play it by ear.
But like we were saying before, it's been a relatively wet season. Like they had so much rain in the spring.
That's true.
So I think it'll kind of keep things at bay when it comes to fires.
Yeah.
I feel good about it.
Yeah, we had friends last year. Anyone doing the GDT last year probably to get off the trail because of the massive fires that were going on around Jasper National Park. So we're very fortunate that we have a beautiful smoke-free year.
Copper says hello. Hi, Copper.
Hey.
And Ray. And Barb.
Hey, guys.
Wait, the other person said Lincoln Gap. That's where they're starting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, what's another tip you can give someone who
No, Lincoln, is that where then that's like Abraham and stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I would say
Just
it's a
take your
great,
time.
yeah, just take your time. Embrace the slow
Yeah,
hikerness.
don't
Yeah.
rush it, and don't let other hikers around you who are doing bigger miles make you feel like you're not doing enough.
Mhm.
Just everyone's there to do their own thing,
Yeah.
and you know, one day like you will finish the hike and then you'll miss it and you'll be like, oh, I wish I
Yeah.
could be back there. Like, so just enjoy the hiking at whatever pace you need to
Mhm.
feel good,
Yeah.
and like stay true to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, and like our goal was always like 13 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And when we hit that, we felt really good. So whatever your goal is, just stick to it.
Yeah, and when you can, get off trail and go resupply. Like if you could break up a resupply
Yeah.
to make it lighter for yourself, do
Mhm.
that. A lot of times there's a lot of information about shuttling services or something like that on the app, Far Out. So you can look into that, or ask around if people have any contacts for people that can give you a ride to town and come bring you back to trail, or you can just hitch.
Mhm.
That's also fine too. I mean, it's Vermont, like you're gonna get a hitch.
Yeah.
Really, there's no problem with that. So try to break up your resupply as much as possible to make it lighter on yourself.
Mhm.
Um,
But it's gonna be great.
yeah, it's gonna be good.
Any time on trail is good time. What's our favorite all-around trail? For me, it's probably the Colorado Trail. When it comes to the logistics of it, it's really easy just to hop on,
Mm-hmm.
and the towns are great.
Mm-hmm.
And then mile for mile, the scenery and the hiking is superb.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just in the mountains, beautiful trail, awesome scenery.
You don't have to make
There's no reservations. There's no stressing about that. You can camp wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and to Colorado, all that corridor of the mountains, the towns are just they're very welcoming, and there's a lot of people doing outdoor stuff as well. So you don't feel so like alien sometimes. You feel kind of connected to something, I would say. On the GDT here, a lot of the towns you're in, you're just like I don't know. There isn't like a big like recreation. Like everyone in Colorado is like recreating, or most people are. And out here, a lot of people are just kind of like tourism. So like Banff especially, people just kind of come, they walk the main street, and then that's it. So, yeah, it's Colorado people are kind of into your journey, I would say. But the logistics there is so much easier. You can just hop on. Here, the GDT, you can't necessarily just hop on.
You can't just hop on. No way.
Yeah.
And then yeah, PCT for me. That was my first. Well, my first through hike was the JMT, but like that was so long ago. I don't even consider it like. Yeah, I was just. It was the PCT that really stole my heart and changed everything. So that was my favorite one. What else? There's so many good ones too. Like so many little shorter, good through hikes. The Colorado Trail is obviously a good one. The Arizona Trail is a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we met.
Yeah. We do like the shorter hikes. Like maybe one day we'll do a longer like Triple Crown hike. We've been talking about the CDT. But it's a big commitment, and I think somewhere in that like by month 3, it can be a little bit draining. Whereas a shorter hike, maybe a month long, you really get that feeling of getting into the through hike, feeling good about the experience, and you kind of like end on a high instead of going through like huge dips.
I do want to do the CDT though.
Mm-hmm.
Someday, hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah. So for some of the gear we've been using for the GDT, I've still been trying to rock the sandals, and it's been pretty good. I've realized that I need the sandal to be like bigger around my toes.
Adam.
Yeah. So Adam at Deliberate Life Designs.
He makes custom sandals.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, you'll see him. You'll see the shop. We shot him and we interviewed him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he makes really cool, custom made barefoot or just like minimal sandals.
Yeah. When I saw his sandals, I thought to myself, wow, that's a lot of space around his toes. At first, I was like, that seemed too much. But then the more that I've been wearing the sandals, I've realized, the Bedrocks, it's like
they're not wide enough.
They're not really wide enough.
Well, your foot is just like, his foot is especially wide.
That is true.
And with wearing sandals, and only sandals on the long trail, I think it widened your foot even more. So like, it's totally splayed.
Yeah. So I got a new pair, and they're size up, and that's been helping too. I think that's the correct size for me. We also got new rain jackets for this hike. We got
the black diamond, I think it's called Fine Line Stretch rain jacket. And he got his first randomly, like super random. You're like, oh, I saw this jacket online somewhere, and it's on sale, I guess. So he got it, and then I ended up getting the same one because I was also in a search for a rain jacket that's not like super ultralight, because I wanted it to be like actually waterproof, but it's also not the heaviest rain jacket ever. So it's kind of like an in-between, like moderately lightweight rain jacket. It hasn't rained too much though yet on us. It hasn't really like torrentially downpoured yet.
Yeah, so that's good.
So it's only just like moderately drizzled.
But when it rains out here, it gets pretty cold. So it can get dangerous. So you can't really have like a light, like our other rain jackets. They would do okay for like a little rain here or there, but they wouldn't keep you safe when it gets really cold and rainy. So that's been good.
We've yet to, I guess, fully test them out on like an all-day cold alpine kind of situations. So I guess stay tuned for that.
For bear protection, we've been carrying bear spray, which we've not had to use because we haven't even seen one stinking bear.
I think that's my most like disappointing thing with this hike is that we haven't seen a single bear. And like, I was really scared to see bears. A grizzly bear, obviously. I don't care about black bears. Like, so scared. I was having nightmares the first couple days. And now we're like, well over 2 weeks in. And I'm like so sad because I haven't seen a single grizzly bear or like any prints, nothing. We saw poop once and I got excited because I thought we were going to see them. But we haven't seen them, and I hope we get to see one before this hike ends.
We've also been using Ursacks instead of like a bear can, and they're like a food storage bag that supposedly animals can't like rip into. They're woven with a specific type of material that makes them really hard to rip. So you just kind of like tie those around a tree. There's a bunch of bear lockers out here.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Sections. Like a lot of the parks and the provincial parks and national parks here in Canada, they do offer a lot of amenities.
Yeah.
So like really nice privies, bear lockers. Each tent site is like this pad. It's like a built out tent pad, which sometimes like it doesn't really fit our tent because we have like a freestanding 2-person tent that's a little bigger, and so the stakes have to be on the outside. But yeah, it's like super fancy, so I guess that's why they charge so much.
Jack asked, how does the landscape differ to previous trails? So towards the beginning of the hike, we keep saying, like, a lot of the times when we're out there, we keep saying, oh, this feels like a mixture between like Wind River Range in Wyoming and like Colorado, or sometimes like or Washington.
Yeah, or like Wind River and like PNW, North Cascades. It's like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, oh, this is like straight up just Colorado right now.
Mhm. The Canadian Rockies, if you look at a satellite image of it, it's the widest mountain range in North America, basically. Like, it's just so
And
wide.
longest.
And it's really long, too. Yeah. But the width of it is such that when you're up high, too, you're looking to your right and your left. And it's not like it's kind of dropping down to valleys or farmland or something like that. It's just continuously mountains. Um, Out here, you can really see the effect of glaciers, and the glaciers seem to have had even more of a dramatic effect out here just because it's like colder for longer, and I think some of those glaciers have like held in place longer than say like Colorado.
But they are receding
They are receding quite a bit.
quick. I think it's like, who told us this? The area here is 1 out of 4 of the fastest receding places
Oh yeah,
that has glaciers.
yeah. Um, and I just say here, like you just have a lot more monolithic features.
That's a good word for it.
It's not the it doesn't like roll. It's not like rolling ridge lines. There's very monolithic, like huge blocks.
Yeah,
of
very
mass.
sharp. Like the peaks are just sharper, or they have different like shapes. Like the shapes are crazy.
Yeah, you either
they
have
feel
like
more rugged.
Yeah.
And just like very
Inaccessible
imposing.
too. Yeah. They seem very intimidating to like climb. In other places, a lot more peaks. You can kind of pick your way up the mountain and say, okay, well, and you looking at your map and you're seeing that like the angle shading isn't too bad in certain places, but out here, the angle shading is just insane. Like it's those like purple and black
a lot of cliff stuff.
angles. So yeah.
Someone said I can't wait for the vlogs.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be making videos about the GDT this fall.
Yeah, but we're not. It's not gonna be like a daily vlog like on the long trail.
Yeah,
because that's way too much.
Yeah,
that's too many days.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be more like maybe like the Hayduke style.
Yeah.
Once it's all said and done, yeah, we'll put something together like that.
Yeah, on the long trail we were using the phone to take footage, and out here we're doing the camera more so. So yeah, we learned on the long trail, we just wanted to test it out, like daily vlogs, like how much time does this take to edit? And we realized that like to try to edit a series while you're on trail is just, it takes so much energy, especially on your 0 days. Like on our 0 days out here, since we're not trying to do like a daily thing, we're just able to kind of like decompress and relax and
like
talk
stretch,
to people and
hang out.
But on the long trail on our 0 days, we're just like editing all day.
Yeah, even with the two of us.
Yeah.
It was like taking all the time.
Yeah.
So we tried to balance it, and then obviously we were done with the trail and we were still up to video. We were halfway done with the series. So once we got off trail, we were able to edit and post the second half of the series a lot quicker.
Yeah. But yeah, it should be good. Kind of like the Duke series where it'll be a lot of pretty views and just following us along each section and the trials and tribulations.
Yeah, really like capture these mountains too, because sometimes they're a little too big. They don't even fit like in the frame. Honestly, like you really have to like crank your neck to like actually see them all.
Yeah. So we'll do all that when we get off trail this fall, once we move back to Colorado and settle in for the winter season. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, the long form. Yeah, the long form are great. I rewatched some of the Hayduke series recently, and I was like, wow, we did a great job. Like, that was fun. And even the Sierra series too, I was like, dang, these are kind of fun. Especially when Space Case joined us on that last episode, us climbing Whitney, that was quite an ordeal.
Maybe we can get together with Space Case.
Yeah.
Late this summer,
Mm-hmm.
but he can come out here. He can come out to Colorado and do something.
He should. Space Case thinks that Colorado mountains are kind of boring, and the lakes are kind of dirty, compared to the pristine lakes of
He's
the
a Sierra boy.
Yeah, but maybe we can get him out here. He's finishing up his PCT hike. He maybe like 6 years ago got off the PCT at some point farther north because of wildfires and stuff, and I think he ran out of money. So he's getting back to finish his PCT hike.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if anyone has any more questions, we just we thought this would be fun. Just to kind of talk about the trail. Has there been one day that's been really fun for you that stood out?
Northover Ridge. It was fun.
Why?
I mean, this ridge, so the one we're talking about is the first day out on Section C. It's an alternate on the GDT, so it's not actually even on the GDT. It's kind of a different adventure that parallels the GDT called Northover Ridge. And it was just really fun to get up high on this ridge line that had a little bit of a catwalk at the top. Some people are calling it a knife edge. We decided it's not a knife edge because a knife edge you have to like straddle basically with both legs, and this one you could walk. It's very narrow though, probably one of the narrowest catwalks we've ever done.
Yeah. But
it was really fun to get up there, and we had good weather. I mean, it was super overcast, but like nothing scary, no lightning, no thunder. So super chill, and then got down to the saddle that connected you down to the valley, and then I was feeling really good with my feet. That's kind of when it finally started to hit me that like, wow, I might be healing my feet, I feel like. So that was pretty wild. Yeah. And we finally made it to camp that night. That was Beatty Lake, right? Yeah, we made it to Beatty Lake to camp, and there was another couple there that was doing just like a backpacking trip, and they had all these questions for us, and we were hyping them up a lot on through hiking. I forget their names, but they're from Germany. They live out of their cars. Yeah,
we told them to hike the PCT, so hopefully we convinced them to get on the PCT.
Yeah. We also saw a porcupine, and that was cool.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was just a very like a miniature bear because it was climbing up inside a tree.
Yeah.
And all I could see it's its little black legs, and I thought it was the tiniest little like black bear fetus, but it wasn't. It was a porcupine.
Porcupine, yeah. Hi Teal. Can't wait to visit you in Colorado.
Yes.
And someone asked if we met on the PCT.
No, we did not.
We met
I wish I would have met him on the PCT. That would have been really nice.
Yeah. And I've never hiked the PCT. So, but we met on the Arizona Trail. We met kind of a couple days into the trail, and we were both like really struggling when we met.
Separately.
I was like pretty dehydrated or just like heat sick, and her feet were really hurting. So.
Yeah, literally, this was like 2 days into the hike, or a couple days into the hike, and we met, but nothing came of it. We just like literally met, but like then I kept hiking on with my friend that I did that whole hike with, Weiss. Shout out to Weiss, miss you. Yeah, and then later on the hike, maybe like closer to the halfway point is when we really started hiking together. So we'd leapfrog back and forth like throughout the whole beginning, and then about the halfway point on we became a trail family.
Hey, thanks Redbird. Yeah, we're the rest of this GDT journey should be really spectacular and also really difficult too. I'm really hoping personally that the weather kind of holds off during certain sections because it can like kind of snow at any time.
But we've been so lucky up until this point that I feel like it's just only a matter of time until our luck runs out.
I'm hoping their summer kind of like stays into early September
Yeah.
Because getting stuck in the mountains out here when it's snowing, um, it's kind of rough. Just because it can just change on a dime.
Yeah.
So I'm still hoping for good weather and for all our muscles to keep holding up and uh,
Yeah,
type of
we're
thing.
keeping it easy. Like I said, we finally did our first 20-mile day the other day, but we're not going to go too crazy just because we did it. I mean, we might do a couple more 20-mile days just to see what it feels like. But trying to keep it even keeled.
Yeah,
that's kind of our mantra. It's just sustain, sustain, sustain because we want to see it through. We've never quit a through hike before.
Yeah, we definitely prioritize keeping it on an even level and not trying to
not get manic.
Yeah, manic. You can get manic by yourself while hiking.
You can't really get manic by themselves.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
We
just don't have we don't have a deadline.
Yeah.
We're not on a timeline. We like existing in these places, so we don't want to rush that.
Yeah, I know. We really like being in these wilderness areas. Sometimes we wish we could be there longer. We just have a finite amount of food.
And money.
But and money too. But we just there's a lot of lakes that we wish we could take naps at and hang out all day. But Susan wants to know if we like the Ursack better than hanging it. I do like the Ursack a lot. There's videos on how to tie a proper knot. But it's just so easy. You just put your stuff in it, and it doesn't even need to be the perfect tree. You just put the rope around it, tie the knots.
And I will say, you can't really. It's not easy to hang. To do the hang method out here.
Oh no, yeah.
On the GDT, our friends did that or tried to do that when they hiked it back in 2021, and she's like, "Yeah, that was the dumbest thing ever." Because the branches, it's not like what you'd think. Yeah. They don't go out, and they're not sturdy. You okay?
Wrong hole.
They're not sturdy branches at all.
Yeah.
I forget what kind of trees they are. What kind of
There are a lot of stunted pines. They're not.
But the branches, they're just thin and kind of frail.
Yeah.
And they don't go out wide.
Yeah.
So it's not the habitat to be hanging things.
Yeah. Hanging your food always sounds really fun and interesting, but then you have to do it each night, find the right tree, and then your rope gets stuck or something happens, and it's just such a pain. And the Ursacks are so. You don't have to think about it at all.
As long as you tie the Ursack itself properly.
Yeah.
And don't leave a hole where
definitely. Yeah, and it's good for the bigger animals, the bears, etc. And it's also good for mice too. Most people really don't have problems. If you have some type of plastic bag inside your Ursack, that can help just create even more of an odor-proof layer. But for just ease and for peace of mind, the Ursack. But I would probably get the biggest one, so you can put absolutely all your stuff in it. They sell smaller Ursacks, but those really are not that big. The
okay, so we have two Ursacks. I have the large, right? Because it's your old one, which is a large.
Yeah.
And then we had to buy a second one, and that's an extra large. Or maybe even a double extra large.
Spruce, thank you.
Yeah, it must be some kind of spruce. So between those two, we're able to get all our food and any other kind of scented items in there each night. But I don't think we would have been able to make do with just two larges.
Yeah.
We need the large and the extra large.
Yeah. Not shout out. Thumbs down to Ursack for being so expensive these days. That's not cool. But the XL is the way to go. And then you can put all your other stuff in it, your smell stuff like sunscreen or toothpaste, your cooking pot, things like that. But Ursack's the way to go. Compared to a bear can, it's so much lighter, better, more versatile, and just easier to deal with at the end of the night than trying to find a good tree.
I will never carry a bear can.
And yeah, I don't. We've heard that before too about the GDT like spoiling other trails because it is so beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, it is
It
really
is.
pretty.
I stated maybe on like day 2 on this hike. I'm like, this is the most beautiful hike I'll ever do.
Yeah.
Like hands down.
Yeah.
It just is.
A couple of days ago, I saw the most beautiful mountain that I think I've ever seen. It just for some reason it like clicked in my head.
Well, it was also
I was
the
like,
light. We were
light was
hiking
really nice.
pretty late.
Yeah, it was just such. It's called Mount Sir Douglas, and it just I don't know. I think everyone maybe has like this like innate image of like a mountain in their mind, and certain mountains you connect with more based on their shape and maybe what it took to get there too. But for some reason, this particular mountain was like, whoa, this is what dreams are made of.
I didn't even look at it.
No, the mosquitoes were pretty bad, so we were going pretty fast.
We
but
were
yeah, I just kept looking back. I was like, that's beyond words. So I found my soulmate mountain, I guess, which I will never climb though because it's so crazy steep.
My dream is to hike the PCT.
You should hike the PCT. We talked to some people at a campground the other day, and Dirty told them what we were up to, and he was a little younger. He's like, "Whoa, I don't think I could ever do that." And I came back and
the German couple?
No, the people at the last campsite where we had some beans before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was like, "Whoa, I don't think I could ever through hike." And I was coming back late to the conversation. I was like, "Oh no, you totally should do it. It's like through hiking's the best."
Yeah, you should do the PCT.
Yeah, it's just such a great way.
It's never
to
too
exist.
late. Don't think it's late because it's never too late.
No. Even a month on trail, even 2 weeks on trail, can just like shift your whole mindset, your whole lust for life. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime on trail is good.
Maybe I'll do the PCT again, but southbound.
Yeah.
Just to change it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But the CDT has more priority over the PCT.
Yeah.
Really, any other new trail has priority over the PCT.
Yeah.
I just don't like repeating myself. I don't like repeating things.
Yeah. Yeah, the CDT, we have a pretty strong connection to it.
To what?
The CDT.
Oh yeah, of course.
So.
I mean, we live in Colorado.
Yeah. So.
And yeah, we've been to Wyoming. We've been to New Mexico.
And we've now been to Glacier.
That
ends.
And now we've been to Glacier, right? Starting this hike. So
it'd be cool to go back to the place that we started this hike at.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we're here for another day, and then we're gonna head back out.
Mm-hmm.
We got some food at the grocery store.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught the beginning of this, but we're staying at a friend of a friend's here in Banff, and that friend is house sitting this house. That live here are hiking a section of the CDT, so it's just crazy, small world.
Yeah.
And
we're staying at some hiker trash house, and they're not here. We're staying at Ski Bum's house, and they just kind of opened their house to us.
Yeah.
And our friend. So it's been great.
And her mom.
And her mom. Anyone can come here. If you
Literally
want to come here, if you're in Banff. Yeah, this is just open for
Love
you.
It. I don't even think she knows that we're here.
Yeah, it has the craziest, best view in all of Banff, and then what you can't see is just like orange carpet from like the 1970s, and it's great. We have a bed, we have a stove, and we're gonna make some steak tonight.
And I will say the one really cool thing about Banff is there's a lot of public transit. You can take the bus anywhere.
Yeah.
And things are pretty close, like walking distance as well. But it's nice.
Yeah. So we're going to chat for like 3 more minutes. So if you have any more questions, just leave them down here.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Because I'm hungry and I need to
You are pretty hungry.
I need food.
Yeah, what do we got for dinner? We got steak, we got salad, we have zucchini and beets.
How many bears have you seen? None.
None,
We haven't
no
seen
bears.
any bears, and I'm so sad.
It's a sore subject.
I swear to God, if I don't see a single grizzly by the end of this hike,
I'd be okay not seeing a grizzly.
I want to see a
But
grizzly.
I'd like to see maybe a black bear from afar.
I'll take a black bear.
It has been such a wet year this year that the berries higher up the mountains have taken longer to mature. So the bears at this time have stayed lower in elevation.
Which the trail kind of stays higher, or like at least middle.
Yeah. So I think there's a pretty good chance, though, for the second half of the trail, as the berries continue to ripen further, like up the mountain, the bears are going to make their way up the mountain towards us.
We've been singing this song.
Oh man, Lost Without You saw 7 grizzlies and 11 black bears in the GDT.
Wow. When did you do it? What time of the year?
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
7 grizzlies. We've been doing we kind of have a song for the bears that we sing. That's like, hey bear, are you there? Do you love me? Do you even care? Like, we sing that pretty loud. But yeah, so really no scat, really no prints.
We saw a porcupine, we saw some moose,
yeah,
and a mountain lion came to our campsite one night.
Yeah. We had a moose kind of sit next to us while we were eating lunch. That was kind of a fun experience.
That was chill.
Yeah, he was chilling hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, July 18th. Yeah, so around when we started. So.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean it must be just the season, the berry season.
Yeah.
It's different this year because of all the rain.
And we've been eating all the berries higher up the mountain, so we're not even leaving enough for the bears. But yeah, I've just noticed the berries have been pretty stunted farther north, or farther up the mountain. Yeah. Well, thanks guys for hanging out on this live.
What time is it? Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, we'll look out for some videos coming at you. Both GDT videos, maybe a couple gear videos, maybe another sandal video, because I've learned some more stuff about my sandals. And yeah, thanks for the support.
Yeah.
All right. Dirty jar out.
Dirty jar out. See you later, guys.
Yeah. Thanks. Hey, bear, are you there?
Do you love me?
Do you even care?